This project really came out of us needing a new home. Our board, it really caused them to think not only do we have space problems, but we've got 294 farms we've preserved where we hold permanent stewardship responsibilities and permanent archival responsibilities. And here we are in a facility where we're renting, we're not in control of our destiny. We really can't invest in the things we need to invest in for archival purposes. So the decision was made, we really have to move. And once we did that, it very quickly became clear, with our emerging town focus, one of the things we're trying to promote is bringing our jobs downtown. So we really felt we needed to walk the talk. There really was a solid push from the town, from some donors, and from our board that at the time we were trying to raise money for this generically, this move to a headquarters. So we had a broad community helping us with that, and there was all of a sudden this huge judo push to flop this into a regional conservation center as something the shore really needed, because we weren't really thinking about partners when we started, but all of our partners are tucked in. I don't mean this too derogatorily, but the conservation movement on the shore is a lot of little organizations that are tucked into people's garages, working out of their homes, second or third floor, not Class A office space. And the exposure for conservation in the region there's a much more significant effort underway and a more significant infrastructure and people in conservation that is evident on the street. And so all of this came together around this concept of a co-location center for conservation nonprofits that could take an old building in a highly threatened part of town, renovate it to be part of the town's economic future, at the same time co-locate the organization so we can all collaborate around the new WIP requirements and work together on implementation of all the various base saving strategies and land and water saving strategies more generally. So, and save, the efficiencies out of this are apparent, at least to us, but not every organization needs a full copy room or their own bookkeeper or, their own kitchen. There are obvious, efficiencies of co-location here. And that has been a real easy sell with the other nonprofits in the region. Part of the solution, and I'm talking to the economic development directors in the region when I say this, but part of the solution is nonprofits. That is one of the barriers we've had trouble breaking through, is the economic development entities haven't looked at us as a player, us collectively as nonprofits. But you look, this is the biggest project to be undertaken in Easton in quite some time. But the same thing's going on in Centerville with the Y River Upper School has bought the old armory, which is a very problematic building for Centerville, and they're going after money to try and renovate it. There's at least, I don't know the status of this, but there was an article in the paper recently about Sultana Projects doing the same thing in a Chestertown building, although I think that building was in better shape or more recently renovated. But so, we have a couple things on the Eastern Shore that we can bring into play. One of them is people come here to retire and they bring their wealth here. So philanthropy through nonprofits can be much more of an economic engine than it has been. A lot of those funds leave the shore, but we can do a better job of harvesting those funds for downtown economic development through the charities that those people already support. So I think that's an important platform, but other things too will be important. It'll take flexibility among historic district commissions to lower the barriers to entry on some of these renovation projects. It'll take flexibility among all the players in these towns to really get behind projects that make a lot of sense. But there, I see it as a big challenge for the shore moving forward. The trajectory on rural lands is pretty good. The economics of sprawl are working in our favor. Now we need to keep preserving land, but the threat isn't there that used to be. But a key part of our fabric here is vibrant downtowns where we have jobs for our kids and where we can get some economic vitality going. And so I think it's a big challenge. It's the next frontier here, really, for keeping the Eastern Shore, keeping those parts of the Eastern Shore that we all love.